All right, and like I said, we're going to go over steps 4 and 5 for the advertising plan in this video. So I have my instruction sheet pulled up. I'm going to talk about what step 4 is going to look like. We're going to go to the outline that you will use, and then we will look at the example from a previous student. So step 4 is going to be about creating a budget. So you will create a budget graphic for the advertisement adjustments that you described in step 3. So you will need to do some research, and then you will fill out the graph that I provided in your outline. So, for example, if my objective is that I want to advertise a half-page advertisement in Time Magazine every month for the next 10 months, I would need to do a little bit of research and figure out how much it would take to get an advertisement in Time Magazine, and then calculate how much I would need to pay for the 10 months of that. So looking at the budget, so I have 2 advertisements that I have created in step 3. How much are they going to cost? How long am I going to run them? And then how much is the total for that advertisement? And then you will use this chart that I have at the bottom. So I have, again, another example. So if I'm going to do social media advertising on Facebook, this is not the real cost, so do not use these numbers if you say that you want to advertise on Facebook. It might cost $84 a month, and I'm going to do it for 3 months. So that means that my Facebook advertising would cost $252 for my 3 months. You will need to do that for both of the types of advertising that you wanted to say. So this could be the research you do could be as simple as a Google search to find the average cost of a Facebook ad, or an Instagram sponsored post, or a Twitter ad, or a radio commercial in Kansas City, or a billboard. So you just need to do a little bit of research. It's not going to be a whole lot to figure out roughly how much it would cost to do these advertisements. I'm not going to be fact checking unless the numbers are just really, really extreme. If you say that you're going to spend $10,000 on a billboard for the next month, that's a little bit high. I might do some digging because it seems like you just made that number up. So you do need to do a little bit of research with a quick Google search and figure out how much it could cost to do those advertisements. So if we go and we look at her budget, her flyers cost 10 cents a page to print. She wants 500 pages. It's going to be $50. She said she was going to do a commercial on Pandora, I think. It costs $15. The way Pandora runs theirs, she found out when she researched it, was that they charge you at the end of the month based on how many people hear it. So it is $15 for every 1,000 people that hear it. So she's going to play that commercial until she spends $15,000. So her total advertising budget is going to be $15,050. You do not have to do something this large, but that is how much she wanted to spend on her radio ads. And then finally, step 5 is going to be implementation. So what timeline am I going to use to map out my project? So we have step 5, the plan timeline. When am I going to start these advertisements, and when am I going to stop them? That's what needs to be on this line right here. And then on the bullets, now that I know the overall timeline, when is everything going to happen? So we see our example. This is going to be a 10-month plan. It's going to run from January to October. Social media, that's my option number 1. I'm going to post on social media 2 to 3 Facebook posts per week. I might do sampling at a school or a location. I'm going to do that on a specific date. I might have an event at the fall festival, and that's going to be on these dates. So each of these bullets should be an advertising type. You have 2. So you could easily do 2 bullet points and receive your full points for step 5. But keep in mind, so if your first advertising method is a billboard, what month and year is your billboard going to be put up? And what month and year is it going to be taken down? If you're handing out flyers, what date are you going to hand out flyers? If you're sending out something in the mail, what dates are they going to be sent out between? You need to give me a specific timeline for when all of these things in your advertising plan are going to happen. And then this very last part, how are you going to measure your success? So give me a couple sentences, again, with proper spelling, grammar, punctuation, full sentences, where you explain how are you going to see if your advertisements are successful. So in my example, if I'm doing social media posts, I'm going to measure my success based on how many people click on my advertisements. And then I'm also going to do a survey when people come into the store to see if they saw any of my advertisements or if they got my flyer and that's why they came in. So I'm going to see how many people clicked on my advertisements online, and I'm going to see how many people respond positively to this survey that I do when they come in the store. And that is going to be step 5. So that is going to be everything that you need to do for the project. We are not going to put it together. You are simply going to submit each step individually. So when you click on marketing plan, step 1 outline, you will submit the step 1 outline. And so you're going to do that for each of the 5 steps. And I will grade them as 5 separate grades rather than one larger grade.